So hello everybody. Here is a example or a demonstration of the full compendium. So this compendium is now available. You may purchase it separately. If you've already have the class and you want to purchase it, you can go ahead and purchase it through Mixum link. I also do have copies here that I can send you for an additional fee. You'll get that a lot quicker. So all that information is on the website. If you want to get it a little bit quicker, I am storing some of them here and I can ship them out to you. If you're willing to wait a few weeks, you can get it for a little less money by ordering it through the Mixum website. All of those links again will be on the website, or you could always email me at lmillermpp@lymphaticrestorationtherapy.com. And I'd be happy to send you those links. But here is the little preview of the compendium. Now, this compendium, it was requested by my students that I put everything into one book. It is 275 pages long, and it's in a really nice, soft cover bound manual. And so you can go through this manual and virtually take the entire seminar. Part one, entire manual is in here with the QR codes and access to all of the videos and information. And as soon as you finish part one, then you'll move forward into part two. So we get through all of part one, which is all anatomy, physiology, explanations of the systems, how they correlate with one another, understanding the location of all the lymph nodes, where they are, how the body drains. Really important information to get into your brain before you move on to part two. And then once you get through part one, which by itself is an amazing course, and you can actually just purchase part one by itself. If you want to just take things slowly, that's perfectly fine as well. And then from here, once you've gotten all that information, and again, you can see how this is all still part one. Part one's pretty big, okay? It's a lot of information. So part one is goes into the nervous system, goes into the anatomy and physiology, and then leads you into part two. So part one, the part one manual by itself is 70 pages in length, and then part two is another 70 pages or so. And now part two will lead you into your online study. So when you've purchased the class, you get an access to the online course, and this will complement that course. And all the information is in here for you to go along with all the slides. All your forms are in here. All the lab access is in here. So in addition to all the information that correlates with your recorded online course, you will also have access through QR codes to the actual labs. So we start getting into labs. We have some interactive forms that are on here as well that you can make copies of and download if you'd like. But also you will be participating in labs. You see I've got forms here and QR codes to help you through the labs in the class. Each form is outlined for you, and then we move forward from our observation into assessments of the different body cavities, how we're going to look at that. We look at how the chakra and acupuncture channels intersect. We learn a little bit more about point location, which will be applicable in part three. So you learn the points, learn where they're located, how to find them, and also how to work these fascial lines into your system. So by the time you get to part three, you would have gotten that. So then we go deeper into the diaphragms, what the diaphragms consist of, the functions of the diaphragms, the inlet, the thoracic inlet, where it's located, of course the thoracic diaphragm, and the pelvic diaphragm. So we get into a lot into the diaphragm work. Actually, we're looking at this part 2 manual having many, many pages. All color, all done in a nice way. Again, QR codes leading you to all the labs as well. We get into meridians, understanding them and how they apply to our techniques and why we discuss them. And then, of course, we keep moving through each of the meridians, the points, the locations, everything is in this. Part 2 is a big class. It's a 6-hour class. Some people take about 8 hours to complete it. There's a QR code leading to a meditation for you so that you can do some self-care. So that part 2 manual is 106 pages by itself. So again, if you want to do things a little slowly, you can do part 1 and you can get part 2 separately if you'd like. But the compendium has everything. Part 3 is our Systemic Flow Companion Manual, and this will go along with the Part 3 class, whether you're taking it live, virtual, or recorded. And this is focusing on learning the techniques and applying them in your practice. So, of course, we start off with disclosures, consent and waiver forms. We talk again about assessing your clients, give you some forms to document those assessments. We go into the 3 body cavities, we review everything again, and then we start to go into the assessments. We review the assessments. I encourage you to do assessments on your own as we move forward into actually palpating things. So we start to palpate and assess, and that leads us into actually releasing the body cavities. And we go over each body cavity individually: thoracic, abdominal, and pelvic, including all the areas of the body where the organs are housed. From there, we look at fascia. We look at the fascial planes of the body and how they interact in the abdominal cavity. We talk about the pelvic cavity, why that's important, and how it relates to our protocols. Once we put all of this together, we actually put the whole entire protocol together in one protocol that takes 30 to 60 minutes. 30 minutes once you're proficient at it. In the beginning, it may take as long as 60 minutes to get through it. It takes me about 30 minutes. From here, we move on to the next step of my protocol, which is called moving the rivers. We will refer back to information in part 1, reminding us where all of these lymph nodes are, and we get into a step-by-step protocol to move the rivers. So once we break the dam, we move the rivers, and then we want to facilitate the flow of those rivers by utilizing acupuncture meridians. And in this class, we emphasize movement patterns. So we do exercise patterns that help move the meridians. We talk about integrating manual therapy. We talk about how we can integrate these protocols in with MLD, CDP, and orthopedic procedures and sports programs. And we also talk about working with a team. So we really do project the holistic application of these protocols. We will discuss the complementary approaches of taping, current, using tuning forks, magnetic therapy, movement therapy, compression, brushing, MLD, and energetic therapy. But the only thing that we really teach in this class is going to be one of my taping protocols. I have yet to write my full class yet on taping. That is in the future. So I have a video on how to tape the diaphragm and the ascending flow of lymph, as well as how to implement utilizing these amazing acupuncture points with tuning forks and manual therapy. I also include all of the videos in this manual. We discuss what's coming up next. And then, of course, at the back of the manual has all of the resources that I've used to help justify all of the protocols that I've put into my systems. The back of the book is a quick guide. So if you've taken the course and you just need quick access to the intake form and to, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and step 5 of the course content. And that is our systemic flow guide. It is, like I said, a very nice book and really, it's all colorful. It's got a really durable cover on it. It will last the test of time, and I highly recommend, if you've taken parts 1 through 3, if you don't have the manual, to get one. If you purchase the course for a limited time now, if you actually purchase parts 1 through 3, whether recorded, live, or virtual, I am including this in your course. So this manual is a $100 manual, and I'm including that if you purchase it for a limited time. If you purchase the full class, you only have to pay me for shipping. So that's it. This is what's in the compendium. Hopefully you guys are excited about taking this course. If you're ready to dive in and just buy all 3 courses, this is included. But if you want to take things slowly, you can also just take one part at a time. Also up on the website is the ability to take just part 1 for $99, and that includes the manual. That will not last long. I don't have many of those manuals on hand. Once those manuals are gone, that will not be in effect any longer. So take advantage of that.